After the death of Ehud, the judge who had brought peace, the people of Israel once again did what was evil in the sight of the Lord. Clip 2. Because of their rebellion, the Lord sold them into the hand of Jabin, the king of Canaan, who reigned in Hazor. Jabin was a mighty tyrant, and he held the Israelites in a grip of iron, crushing their freedom and their spirit. But the true terror of Jabin's reign was his commander, Sisera, a military genius who lived in Harosheth Hagoyim. Sisera commanded 900 chariots of iron. In a time of foot soldiers, these were tanks, unstoppable war machines. For 20 years, Jabin and Sisera cruelly oppressed the people of Israel. The land was filled with fear. The highways were abandoned. Travelers took to winding paths. Village life ceased in Israel because of the dread of Sisera. Broken and desperate, the people of Israel finally cried out to the Lord for help, and God heard their cry. Now Deborah, a prophetess, the wife of Lapidoth, was judging Israel at that time. She used to sit under the palm of Deborah between Ramah and Bethel in the hill country of Ephraim. The people of Israel came up to her for judgment. She was a mother in Israel, a voice of God in a silent land. Unlike the warriors before her, her strength was not in a sword, but in the Spirit of the Lord. One day, the word of the Lord came to her. The time for oppression was over. It was time for war. She sent and summoned Barak, the son of Abinoam, from Kadesh Naphtali. The message was urgent, a command from the prophetess to the warrior. Barak received the summons. He knew the weight of what was being asked. To defy Jabin was a death sentence. Yet he obeyed the summons and traveled to the hill country of Ephraim to stand before the judge. She said to him, "Has not the Lord, the God of Israel, commanded you? Go, gather your men at Mount Tabor, taking 10,000 from the people of Naphtali and the people of Zebulun. And I will draw out Sisera, the general of Jabin's army, to meet you by the River Kishon with his chariots and his troops, and I will give him into your hand." The promise was absolute, but Barak's faith wavered. Barak said to her, "If you will go with me, I will go, but if you will not go with me, I will not go." He needed her spiritual presence to guarantee the Lord's favor. He would not face the iron chariots alone. And she said, "I will surely go with you. Nevertheless, the road on which you are going will not lead to your glory, for the Lord will sell Sisera into the hand of a woman." Then Deborah arose and went with Barak to Kadesh. The partnership was formed. Barak called out Zebulun and Naphtali to Kadesh. The call to arms echoed through the hills. They were farmers and shepherds, not professional soldiers, but they answered the call. And 10,000 men went up at his heels, and Deborah went up with him. Now Heber the Kenite had separated from the Kenites, and had pitched his tent as far away as the oak in Zaanannim, which is near Kadesh. The Kenites were neutral. There was peace between Jabin the king of Hazor and the house of Heber the Kenite. But eyes were watching. Sisera was told, "Barak, the son of Abinoam, has gone up to Mount Tabor." Sisera did not hesitate. He called out all his chariots, 900 chariots of iron, and all the men who were with him. The ground shook as the massive force mobilized from Harosheth Hagoyim to the River Kishon. They filled the valley, a sea of iron and horses, confident in their power to crush the rebellion. High atop Mount Tabor, Barak's 10,000 men looked down. They were safe on the heights, but they couldn't stay there. To win, they had to go down into the valley, the very terrain where chariots were deadliest. The tension was thick. The army waited for the signal, and Deborah said to Barak, "Up, for this is the day in which the Lord has given Sisera into your hand. Does not the Lord go out before you?" So Barak went down from Mount Tabor with 10,000 men following him. They abandoned the high ground, rushing straight into the teeth of the enemy. Sisera saw them coming. He ordered the charge, expecting to trample them under the hooves of his horses. But then, the Lord routed Sisera. The Song of Deborah tells us the heavens fought. The clouds poured down water. The dry riverbed of the Kishon began to flash flood. The ground turned into a swamp. The iron chariots, their greatest strength, became their coffin. They were stuck. Barak's men slammed into the stalled army. The advantage had flipped, and the Lord routed Sisera and all his chariots and all his army before Barak by the edge of the sword. The torrent of Kishon swept them away, the ancient torrent. Sisera realized all was lost. His iron wall had crumbled in the mud. And Sisera got down from his chariot and fled away on foot. And Barak pursued the chariots and the army. And all the army of Sisera fell by the edge of the sword. Not a man was left. But Sisera fled away on foot to the tent of Jael, the wife of Heber the Kenite. He headed there because there was peace between his master and her husband. He thought he would find sanctuary. Jael came out to meet Sisera. She saw his desperation. She said to him, "Turn aside, my lord. Turn aside to me. Do not be afraid." So he turned aside to her into the tent, and she covered him with a rug. And he said to her, "Please give me a little water to drink, for I am thirsty." She opened a skin of milk and gave him a drink and covered him. The heavy milk would help him sleep. He felt safe. He gave her one last order. "Stand at the opening of the tent, and if any man comes and asks you, 'Is anyone here?' say no." Then he sank into a deep sleep from weariness. But Jael, the wife of Heber, took a tent peg and took a hammer in her hand. Then she went softly to him. She knew what she had to do. She sided with God's people over her husband's alliance. She drove the peg into his temple until it went down into the ground while he was lying fast asleep from weariness. So he died, the mighty commander, killed by a woman in a tent. And behold, as Barak was pursuing Sisera, Jael went out to meet him. She said to him, "Come, and I will show you the man whom you are seeking." So he went into her tent, and there lay Sisera dead, with the tent peg in his temple. The prophecy echoed in his mind. "The road will not lead to your glory, for the Lord will sell Sisera into the hand of a woman." So on that day God subdued Jabin, the king of Canaan, before the people of Israel. And the hand of the people of Israel pressed harder and harder against Jabin until they destroyed him. Then sang Deborah and Barak, "Village life ceased until I arose, a mother in Israel. So may all your enemies perish, O Lord. But your friends be like the sun as he rises in his might." And the land had rest for 40 years. Thanks for watching.